What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the G Show podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. It's the end of May. It's been a long month this May. It's Memorial Day weekend, and we've got a couple of things to talk about, a couple of release dates, a couple of practical effect news, and an unfortunate passing of a Godzilla legend. But before we get into that, let me introduce you to my esteemed guest joining me today. First, hailing from the G Show, my left hand, G73 Chase. What's up, my brother?
Oh, nothing much. I was late to the party a little bit.
Just a little bit. But you're here, and that's all that matters. But the rum's all gone. Also joining us, one of my favorite people in the fucking world. You guys know him as the artist who formerly ran the page formerly known as GVA. He's got GFK Goji himself. What up, Ant?
Welcome back, me. That's right. I'm back on the G Show. You guys can't keep me away. You guys think that I just disappeared? Hell no. I'm like a cockroach. I keep coming back. It's like, what was those guys from the
Nebula Hunter? Nebula M Nebula Hunter cockroach monsters?
Yeah, that's right. I'm from Space Hunter M now.
There it is, Space Hunter M. Well, no, I'm glad you're back too. Honestly, man, I have a fun time when you're on the damn show, and it's evident because I've been this whole month at work, I've been listening to the old podcast, like from when we first started, and this is episode 40, by the way. So we've done 40 of these things, which is kind of crazy. But Jesus. I was going back and listening to like the beginning, and whoo boy, not that we've gotten any better, but damn. But as always, we have fun and we talk Godzilla because that's what we do. And, of course, other giant monsters because it is a party. So we're starting off kind of fun and shit, but let's just real quick take a moment on a somber note and talk about the passing of Yoshimitsu Banno, who passed away earlier this month. You guys might know him. You should know him. He's the director of Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, or Hedorah. A movie that is one of the weirdest entries in the Godzilla franchise, like legitly. And if I'm not mistaken, it was the first one for me that had the save nature, save the earth, if you will, theme to it. About stop the pollution and shit. And I got to be honest, man, Hedorah is one of my all-time favorite monsters. I love the design. I love the way it, I don't know, how could you call it roar? It's not a roar. It's like cackles or croaks, right? It's like a weird frog, guttural,
It's like a deformed chicken.
Yeah, you're right. It clucks like a damn deformed chicken. That's a good one, Chase. So I've always liked that movie, but it wasn't until later on that I found out who this man was, Mr. Banno. He tried to get another one off the ground. He was trying to do an American 3D Godzilla movie for some time. This is like a decade ago, I would think. I think it was like right after 98 came out. He was trying to do something crazy like that. And I mean, he wanted to do it in IMAX. There was a lot of passion for Godzilla from this man, like a lot of passion. And
I forgot to ask, did he die of a drug overdose?
No, I don't know. No, I think he died of natural causes.
You got to be on a shit ton of drugs to make Godzilla versus.
Jesus. I don't know if he was on any type of crazy drugs, but I do remember, I was watching it last night, and I do remember that sequence always cracked me up as a kid, and I never thought of anything. It didn't hit me until I grew up. But when homeboy's at the bar, he looks up and everybody's got fish heads. So what? Oh, the 70s. The 70s.
I think he even tried to do a sequel of Godzilla vs. Hedorah 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. And there was some concept art that was floating around with that. I think you probably find that on Toho Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things. Life comes, and he was up there in age, and it was time.
Well, Godzilla's been around 62, almost 63 years now. A lot of the people that worked on his earlier stuff, they're up there. I mean, Godzilla vs. Hedorah was in 71. That's 45, 40, 6 years ago now.
Yep.
How old would he be? Probably like 80, right? At least.
I think he was in his 80s.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm sad that we lost another, Godzilla person, but we got to understand the retrospect and the age spectrum here,
Absolutely.
And especially the Showa era. If we lost the Heisei era person, that's like, ooh, kind of young. But Showa, yeah, they're going to be at least in 80s or 90s right now.
Definitely. Chase, you have anything you want to say about Banno or Godzilla versus the Smog Monster?
I think, in all honesty, because that's a little bit more of my time, and Showa era isn't necessarily the Godzilla sector that I grew up on, like the ones that I kept going back to. It didn't really impact me like I see a lot of other people reacting to. But I mean, it's still sad that anyone in the Godzilla lineup, that have created these films, passes on and stuff. But I don't really have much to touch on it, just other than that it's sad, and I know he wanted to do another, Godzilla versus Smog Monster, and he never got the chance to do that. So
yeah, that would have been weird to see.
That's what's going to be sad.
He did help in bringing 2014 over. I do remember, he had a big piece of that.
He definitely did. He definitely had his hand in that. So, thank you, Yoshimitsu Banno, for everything you've done, giving us a crazy, weird. Let's just throw it out there. He made Godzilla fly. Godzilla was fly as it was, but he made Godzilla fly.
That's not true. Rodan made him fly.
Nah, that's bullshit. You know what I'm talking about. Rodan picked him up and dropped him. And, dude, and let's be for real here. Come on, when you were a kid and you saw Godzilla flying for the first time, I mean, that blew my mind. I was like, what the hell's going on? I was a child, like, what is this? But it made sense. And the music.
I saw it at, I think I was 11 or 12, probably 12 when I first saw Smog Monster. And I got to admit, I was kind of excited at the time. But after 2 or 3 times, I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
I mean, it's so funny. Like I was saying before, going back and listening to some of the older podcasts and shit, and there was that the debate between Leonard and myself about Shin Godzilla and his ridiculous power sets, and how he was like, it's nothing as crazy as when Godzilla was flying, and I was trying to explain to him how you progress towards that. Whereas Shin Godzilla is just that, get out of here with that shit. But man, it was funny. I was cracking up. Godzilla flew.
Speaking of Leonard, I'm going to touch on something right now of the flying and Leonard. Leonard is a huge Gamera fan.
Yes.
And Godzilla flying was the deciding factor that made Godzilla much more powerful in the eyes of Death Battle, that they had Godzilla beat Gamera.
That is true. That is true. I just watched that too not too long ago. Holy shit, Jesus.
So, yeah, that's one out for Leonard right there, just to get under his skin just a little bit. You're welcome, Leonard.
Yeah, there's going to be a rant on that Gorgo Manda page real soon. Real soon. I'll tell you. Oh, man.
I love stirring the pot.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of stirring the pot, we're going to jump out of that sadness and let's bring in the weirdness, okay? Well, it's not really weird, but let's talk about Shin Godzilla and the fact that Funimation finally gave us a release date for the American release. And that is August 1st of this year, complete with a dubbed version and special features. Holy shit. I wonder if the special features are going to be as good as the Japanese Steelbook. I don't know. But wow. So we're getting a fucking full-fledged dubbed version of the movie, which, you know what? Chase and I, we talked about that last month on the last Godzilla podcast. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to watch it. I am going to watch it dubbed. I think I am. I'm going to put it on dubbed and watch it dubbed. I want to just listen to the movie. I don't want to watch it. I want to just listen to it, wacky as it is. So, Chase, This news is coming. The movie's coming out. Man, you don't like the movie. You buying it?
Now that it's dubbed, yeah. To be honest, when I saw that they said it was going to have an American dub to it, I'm like, how can I not? I mean, the reason being is because I think I will enjoy it a lot more dubbed, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Is I want to see it dubbed to see if I actually enjoy it a lot more than I do. I mean, the problem that I have with the Godzilla character is done as it is. I can't change that. But I wonder how different it will make me feel about it when it actually is dubbed. So I'm looking forward to that. And, I mean, it's going to be in my collection either way. So it's like, why not have a version that's the Japanese original and dubbed, you know? I mean, half of my other DVDs are the same way anyway, so.
I hear you. Anthony, what about you, man? You excited?
Wasn't Kyoko already dubbed?
Oh, man, you're terrible.
Well, you know what? I'm bittersweet about it. I'm bittersweet. I'm happy it's finally coming out. Now I understand why they took the extra time, because they did dub it. Because it's been out for how long now in Japan? Like 5 months, 6?
No, I don't think it's that long. Didn't it just drop in Japan like 2 months ago?
It came out in March.
Yeah.
So 3 months ago now.
Yeah.
All right. I'm bittersweet because we didn't get a 4K version of it. And I am one of those few people that I find little details, and I can see the difference in 4K and 1080. I know some people can't, and it doesn't matter to them one bit. I'm one of those people. So it's, like I said, a little bittersweet because I know in Japan they had a 4K release. And but outside of that, I'm glad that they have a dub version. I think it will help. You know, there was a lot of kids that went to the movies that, you know, they couldn't read all those subtitles, especially at the speed they were flashing those subtitles. Like, dude, you have to be a massive speed reader to get through, especially, you know, whatever conference room they're at, flash at the top, and
to read those.
Yeah, dude, like I had to take a pre-workout drink before I went in. But I think it's good news. And you know, even 2014, I think they can even bring out a 4K version of that if they wanted to. But you know, we'll see.
They just need to up the brightness on that damn movie. Boy, that's just a little bit. I'll tell you, like off subject just a tad. Yesterday I went and seen Pirates of the Caribbean 5, and that movie was as dark as Godzilla. I have not seen a movie as dark as Godzilla up until yesterday. It was so fucking dark. I'm like, I get it. They're on the high seas.
The same thing.
Right? I get it.
I saw that yesterday too.
They're on the high seas. It's night. But come on, man. It's a fucking movie. Lighten this shit up. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. They do a 4K restoration on Godzilla 14. Shit. I mean, I would hope they laid it up just a little bit. Just a bit. It doesn't take nothing away from Gareth Edwards' artistic vision.
Well, they've had almost, I think, it's going to be 2 DVD re-releases of
Godzilla. Did he cut out for you?
Yeah, I think he cut out. Chase, you there? Yeah, I think he cut out. We'll try to get G73 back, but 4K restorations. Hey, doesn't Zilla have a 4K restoration?
I was going to say that. He does. 98 has a 4K restoration.
Yeah.
And that's the only Godzilla in 4K at the moment as far as the US is concerned.
Well, you should pick that up and just, whet your appetite with that. You know you love it.
I have it. I just haven't watched it.
Oh! You're one of those collectors.
What I was saying was they're going to have 2 2014 re-releases this year. They have a France version that comes with King Kong Skull Island, and they have this one that came out in like February for like Valentine's Day, and it's called like the Monster Collection And they
I remember that.
they re-released King Kong, Godzilla, and Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I did pick up King Kong.
You would think they would have known, like, hey, why can't we just tweak the brightness of this movie a little bit to re-release these things? And I don't know if they have or not. I got a copy of 2014 Blu-ray from Dimple Record, and believe it or not, the brightness is perfectly fine on it. So
on what? On record?
A Dimple Record. You know, like Dimple Record Store?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it? Maybe really? I thought it was a chain all around California, but what it is, it's like an FYE.
Okay. That I've heard of.
They have them filled in Sacramento, and I got a Blu-ray copy there, and the brightness is perfectly fine. So, you know, but it's just weird. You know, I don't know. You would think with the new releases they would, you know, look into that and be like, hey, this is a problem. Let's tweak it a bit.
Just a bit. Yeah, I hear that. Let me ask you guys a question. What do you think the special features are going to be? Do you think we're going to get anything as comprehensive as the Japanese Steelbook, or we're going to just get some kind of like bare bones? Oh, here's a special feature.
If history repeats itself, we're going to get some of the things that the Japanese got, and it's probably not even going to be dubbed. Or they're not going to even restore it that much, because usually the quality of the special features are not nearly the quality of the movie itself.
Yeah, sure. That's true. Chase, what about you? What do you think?
If you go and look at the information on the DVD on Funimation's link, it says the special features are only 30 minutes length. So I'm thinking we're just going to get a brief like making of the movie, or like maybe something has to do with the dub, you know. But I'm not expecting it to be like what Japan's getting, which is like another almost, you know, hour worth or more.
You get a 4 DVDs set, dude.
I tell you that is a
4K, Blu-ray, HD, and then DVD.
That is
and
a
3D
set.
And everything else.
Jesus Christ, that is a set. I can't lie, man. I hate that movie, but jeez, I wouldn't buy that Steelbook.
I was going to. I was going to before they announced the release of the Blu-ray here. I was about to, you know, drop about $100 or whatever they're selling the 4K version for.
That's crazy.
I was gonna get me a region-free DVD player.
They are. Oh no, they are region free. The Shin Godzillas are region free.
Oh, the Japanese ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For Shin, it is.
I would have been pissed if I would have gotten one and didn't know
that. Well, speaking of 4K stuff, another release was dropped this past week. Matter of fact, release date came out for Kong Skull Island. And that's getting like, 4 different sets coming out. You've got your, hold up, because I have it right here. Here we go. We got Kong Skull Island coming out, Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack. So you get the digital, you get your 4K, and of course the Blu-ray in one pack. Then you get your Blu-ray 3D, right? Your 3D Blu-ray, your regular Blu-ray, and a digital code. Then the other one where it's the Blu-ray, the DVD, and digital code. And then there is the just the DVD. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. So yeah, 4 of them. That's a lot of Kong Skull Island sets dropping. And while I think that's fantastic and amazing, what I don't think is fantastic and amazing is these fucking prices. Yeah, these fucking prices are ridiculous. I just... Look, $45 for the 4K Ultra one, right? Okay. But then $45 for the 3D Blu-ray one. So now you sit there and you say, okay, well, do I want to see it in 3D if I still have a 3D TV or 3D projector? Or shell out the $45 for the 4K?
Well, I have 3D and it's 4K. It's an OLED TV. It's one of the last made in 2016, so it would be either my choice. But I'm not declining 4K for anything. You know, 3D is awesome, but it doesn't beat 4K for me.
I hear you on that. I mean, but $45 for, I'm not even saying for the 4K, because before 4K came out, $45 for a 3D Blu-ray is retarded. I never paid $45 for any of my 3D Blu-rays. And I've got Godzilla in 3D. I've got Star Trek 1 and 2 in 3D. I got a bunch of movies in 3D that I've never paid more than $30 for. They want $45. That's crazy. And then here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. The Blu-ray DVD digital version, right, is $36. Whoa, what? Look,
wow.
I like the movie.
You don't have the whole complete listing there, because if you... Well, I don't know. I didn't send you the one, but Best Buy has a version that's $89.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they have a 4K version, and I have no clue why. It doesn't explain why. It just says coming soon, and it says $89.99.
That might actually come with a figure or something, because I cannot believe just the box is going to be $89.
Oh, and I was going to ask Anthony, like, is 4K usually that more expensive?
No.
But
right. No,
it's usually about $10 more expensive than a regular Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I'm like wondering, like, why the hell is this almost $100?
That's what I'm saying, because you have...
Yeah, it's got to come with something.
It's got to come with something. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so weird and drives me crazy when you see...
And it is a Best Buy exclusive, though. So
it's going to be...
Best Buy does stuff like that. I know they had, like, an Alien vs. Predator exclusive where it came with, like, a Blu-ray Alien vs. Predator Steelbook DVD and 2 action figures.
And Best Buy is pretty big on getting those, too. You know, they'll have limited amounts, but they'll have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$89, close to $100. I mean, that better be a damn good-looking Kong statue you get. But, I mean, look at this. Even the regular, just plain old DVD that's soon to be obsolete is $30. That's ridiculous. I don't know who's putting these fucking prices up, because I don't get it. Like I said, I like the movie. It wasn't my favorite thing in the world. You know, it wasn't my favorite movie of the year. It was kind of subpar for me. But I'm not paying $30 just for the DVD, and I'm sure as hell not paying $45 for, you know, a Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray, or 4K. If we get a 4K TV, that's me. I'm yelling at my wife, ladies and gentlemen, because it's Memorial Day weekend, and the sales are going on right now. And I blew a speaker out on my television by accident, of course, so I'm looking to upgrade to 4K.
By accident.
By accident. I planned it.
Hey, turn it up. I can't hear it.
I think out of all the Kong versions that are coming out, I think I'm just going to go with the Steelbook.
Well, I haven't seen the Steelbook. Do you know what the price on that is?
Well, that link I gave you listed it, but it's the Steelbook will be $29 or $39, I think.
How's that cheaper than the
Oh, yeah, look at that. You're right. I'm on that link that you sent me. I'm not lying, but I stopped because I thought that was the end of the page. But no, there it is. You're right. It's $40 for the Steelbook, and that says Best Buy exclusive. That's weird.
You know,
Whoa! See, here we go. The prices start going down now. The Target exclusive Kong Skull Island Blu-ray and DVD and digital. It's $25. That's normal. That's something. That's around where I'm comfortable paying $25 for the Blu-ray, and then you get the DVD and the digital code with that. That's normal for me. 35 fucking bucks for just the Blu-ray is absolutely insane. $40 for 45 for the 3D. These prices are ridiculous. But I
only had to pay like $18.99 for my John Wick Blu-ray, so that's a very excessive amount.
You should have waited till Christmas. John Wick was $5 on Amazon Blu-ray. I love the Amazon on Christmas. Yeah, I love it. But this, not for nothing, the Steelbook looks pretty cool. I don't know about the interior is nice. But the actual cover for the Steelbook itself, outside of the box, I don't know. Unless that's the back. Unless that's the back and the front. Because if this is the front of the Steelbook, I don't know. I'm bugging. I've got 2 steel books. I got one coming in August, which is The Fog, and I just recently finally picked up Transformers the movie, 1986. Get on it, people. I got the steel book for like $15. I was like, yes!
Nice.
Yo,
15.
That was a steal right there.
I got that when it came out. It was like 30 something.
Yeah, I was super excited. I don't know. I like the steel books though. So yeah, Chase, you know what? I might be on, but $40 for the steel book. I don't know if I want to pay that much. Oh no! See, okay. This is what drives me crazy because the steel book has the Ultra HD and the Blu-ray and the digital, and that's $40. But then the one that has all of that too, it's $45. I don't get it, man. I really don't. I gotta go. I'm gonna go to Best Buy and I'm just gonna talk to the people. Hey, what's the difference with 4K? Like, why is it so much more expensive? And can I get Kong Skull Island when it comes out for dirt cheap, please?
Can you just give me a copy you just want to give away?
I'll totally shout you out on the G Show podcast.
Well, I was going to kind of bring this up. It's not too far off topic, but it's definitely related. Peter Jackson's Kong is coming out in 4K too in July.
Is it going to be $45? I love that movie.
No. Right now it's on Amazon for like $25.
See,
that's another release of Kong
in 4K.
Okay.
I would actually, because that not for nothing, Kong. Peter Jackson's Kong is one that is a movie to behold, man. That Kong effects in that movie were beautiful, and that's really my favorite thing of Skull Island was Kong himself. The way they made him look, the way some scenes actually looked practical. It looked like a man in a suit, and then just the detail. Like, you know what? If you say in 4K you can actually get more from it, then that's the way I want to see it. I want to get more from it, you know? Do you need a 4K player? Do you need any kind of new device?
Xbox One plays 4K.
All right, perfect. I got one. That's great.
Xbox One S or whatever.
Oh, so I got to upgrade to the S.
We'll find out because I don't have the regular. I have the S.
Okay.
It might be able to on the Xbox One.
Well, I'm going to ask my resident gaming expert here, Chase. Is that true?
I think you would have to upgrade to the S.
God damn.
But I am just going to upgrade to the Scorpio. So
when does that come out?
November.
Apparently November, but now they're saying just late 2017. So who knows?
So it can't be. And so it can't be called Scorpio anymore if it's not coming out in November.
Okay, let me ask this: Is the PlayStation 4?
Oh,
is the PlayStation 4 have 4K compatibility?
They don't play 4K. No.
Damn it! I gotta upgrade everything today at Best Buy. Memorial Day weekend, here we come. Well, speaking of coming and we're going, we're getting away from this rip-off, this mockery.
You can just go to Anthony's house and steal his.
That's true. I have a car and a getaway vehicle. He just has his license.
Yeah, believe me, this TV's not going anywhere.
No, I'm just going to take your Xbox S. So you can keep the TV.
Yeah, we were talking about your TV.
You can take the 1S. I'll just get a new one. I'll just mushroom snap you on the way out.
Oh man! All right, jumping off because we're way off topic. Talk about some news dropped in the realm of Godzilla King of the Monsters. That's the upcoming Godzilla movie, which honestly, I can't wait for. And Michael Dougherty was asked if there were going to be any practical effects used in the tweet, and he responded, yeah. Now, how much practical effects are going to be used? We have no clue. Does a movie like this benefit massive amounts of practical effects? If you want to keep the monsters on screen for a longer period of time? Maybe. So I'm going to ask you guys, start with you, Chase. What did you take from this? How much practical effects do you think is going to be utilized? And are you excited to see Man in Suit, if that's what it's going to be?
See, that's the thing, is that practical effects can range in multiple ways. It could be just explosions. It could be just to real life, looking movie sets. It kind of makes it like, okay, well, this is kind of going nowhere. if it has anything to do with the monsters itself in particular, I think it will just either be motion capture with kind of almost like what they did with Shin Godzilla, but I just don't think I just can't see this movie being. I mean, Mike Doherty, he loves using practical effects. I know Krampus, I believe, had a few.
A lot.
Yeah. So I think it's only like this is kind of like a signature thing, but how much will be used when it comes to a movie of this scale? That's going to be kind of where it's like my mind can't put a staple point on it. I would like to see a well-balanced amount, but what is that exactly? I can't really explain. So I'm not really sure how much can be used to this. Am I excited about it? Yeah, I think that's going to be kind of cool. But the one thing is I don't want people that are practical effects nuts to really get too excited thinking that it's going to be men in suits, because again, this isn't old school Toho, and there's a lot of people take things to heart and out of context. And so I just don't want people to think it's going to be, man in suits fighting and then some CGI, this and that. No, Legendary set on CGI monsters. But, that doesn't mean that we may not get, I think even we could probably expect maybe animatronics.
Oh, I like that.
That could be interesting. But I just doubt it's going to be man in suits. Unless it's motion capture and people dressed in suits, that could be something. But, we got a while to look at. So we'll see.
I like what he said there. And he's the motion capture would make a lot of sense. Well, maybe so. Godzilla fighting Ghidorah, but he did fight the Mutos, and I don't think that was mocap. What do you think, Ant?
I agree with Chase. I don't know. I don't think an American movie would even try something like Toho would as far as practical effects. I know Michael Dougherty, he does some practical effects, but he wouldn't try anything. The size of Godzilla, the American Godzilla versus the Japanese versions of most of the time, I just don't see it happening with anything practical aside from, like you said, explosions or something like that.
I agree. I don't think we're gonna get full on man in suit, but even Zilla had
absolutely not.
Even Zilla had a man in suit in I think 2 scenes.
Those are for the babies.
No, there was a man in suit for, I believe it was Godzilla coming out of Madison Square Garden, or when he first comes up. That's a man in suit, because I forgot where I saw it. It was a book. It was something. I have it. It's somewhere. But they actually show the dude in the suit and him coming up from a hole on the set. That. Yeah.
And you got to remember also that's 20 years ago.
Too. They did do man in suit for the babies too.
Oh yeah, the babies was and I knew that. But the actual the giant creature, the Zilla monster. The Zilla monster, terrible.
That's what we should rename it, the Zilla monster.
Oh God. But
again, this is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it's not like Godzilla's not shaped like King Kong to where you can have somebody's face with all those dots and shit to do the Godzilla's face. It can't be done on a human face.
They did that for 2014 when Andy Serkis played him.
That's right. They did that one sequence where he looks. He looks.
So that could be considered practical effects too, then.
To an extent, yeah, you're right. I mean, it is on the face. The dots are there, but I mean, the practical effects I'm looking more forward to. Explosion. I like miniatures, man. I love miniatures, and that's what I'm hoping they are. I hope they do miniatures, and then maybe have a mocap dude walk around the set, destroying shit. I like that. That was one of the things I liked about Shin Godzilla. with some of those practical effects and then getting to see the behind the scenes magic, I really enjoyed that. I did. That's why one of the reasons why the Gamera trilogy works so well for me. The set designs, the miniatures are gorgeous. GMK had some pretty good set piece designs with the miniatures too. But, you know, I guess it's a little bit different being that this is a gigantic Godzilla, and I don't know. It's hard. It works better when everything is scaled down in size as far as the monsters go. So then you can pay more attention to detail.
I will say in Shin Godzilla, the part where he finally becomes the final form, and it's like the first time he comes out at that size, you see his tail going above the city block. That part always has a big amount of realism for me. That actually looks like legit. You know what I'm talking about? His tail kind of just hovers over, and then you got some guy like going, "Whoa!" That part for me,
the big tail.
That's a practical effect, and it looks real as shit to me.
That was a practical effect?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. See, I like that. That's great. That reminds me of the time, too, a similar moment in a similar Godzilla movie from 20 years ago when the tail goes around the buildings in New York City and the guy looks up and because it's the same shit movie. It's not Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? I had to throw the jab in there. It was coming somewhere, in some way, form. It wouldn't be a fucking Godzilla Block Party if I don't throw a little bit of salt at Shin Godzilla. You should just salt that thing, man. May it help the wounds, man. Jeez, let me stop. I know you guys love that movie, except for me and Chase.
I hate that fucking movie.
You hate that?
Zach is the one that loves it.
Who's Zach? What are you talking about? What?
Oh, he's not on the Block Party.
He's talking about 98.
Ah, yes. No, I was talking about Shinji, but you're right.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, anyway, practical effects, man. We'll see. There's a lot of Godzilla 2 news. A lot of it's minor, but they've got, we got a lot of casting. The ones that stick out to me was the guy from Game of Thrones, which I was like, oh shit, okay.
Charles Dance, that's who I'm excited for.
Yeah, I was look at that. Papa Lannister's coming to Godzilla. But here's the thing, let me ask you guys this question in regards to casting like that. Outside of Game of Thrones, not a lot of people know him. So if you don't watch Game of Thrones, people might not know him. Does it really matter who are they casting in this kind of movie, in this type of movie? For G fans in particular, for me, I think it's great because the guy's a great actor. I like, let's say, Millie Bobby Brown. I like the other people that were cast, her parents. But is it that important? We already have a full-fledged monster roster with too many humans too many big names, I should say, conflict in what's going to happen, who's got to get more screen time. We saw what happened with Bryan Cranston.
That's exactly, I was going to start with that. Like, I don't get excited about actors, especially after the Bryan Cranston incident. Like, I was all excited for him to be in it, and then 20 minutes later, boom, dies.
Yep.
Fuck that.
That's how I feel. Some of these, like, a name like this, Charles Dance, is... What is he going to do? Unless the only thing I was thinking of is when the other creatures start to appear, when the other kaiju start to happen, he might be, let's say, the Prime Minister of England and, I don't know, Rodan attack. I don't know, something like that. That's... Because I just can't see a significant role.
Is he going to have soggy noodles?
Charles Dance plays a pretty good villain. So, I don't know. Mike Doherty, when he announced Charles Dance being a part of the team, he said King Ghidorah sends his regards. So,
Planet X member.
I'm just speculating, but I think if anything, Charles Dance has something to do with King Ghidorah. But I will say this:
what if he's just a King Ghidorah fan?
There's a lot of Game of Thrones fans, and Charles Dance being in Game of Thrones, it's gonna get a lot of Game of Thrones fans' attention.
So you think think it's gonna be crossover appeal?
It could. I mean, that happens a lot. I mean, I know a lot of people saw Kong Skull Island just because Tom Hiddleston. A lot of, especially at my work.
I was more excited about John. What's his name?
John Goodman.
I was more. I was more excited about John Goodman than I was Tom Hiddleston.
He got Bryan Cranston.
Are you a woman?
Exactly.
See, because there would be
No,
a lot
I
of
just think-
moms and a lot of women that would come into my theater and they'd be like, "We're just gonna go see Kong because Tom Hiddleston."
And they were like,
Gotcha.
we're not going to pay for it, right? Thank you. That's how I'm going to try to get that 4K today.
And I'd be like, "Oh, I don't know you."
But, all right, so if if what you're saying, Chase, is, let's say that this speculation, him involved with King Ghidorah somehow, I hate it already. I just do. I just don't like this idea of creating the monster. They can't. They absolutely couldn't do that anyway because at the end of
I don't
Kong,
think it would be creating, but I think discovering
that I can see.
definitely may have a take.
All right, so if he was like a paleontologist, he would fit the fucking mold. It would be perfect. But as far as playing a bad guy, I don't think a movie like this needs a human foil. You know what I'm saying? The first one didn't have it, didn't need it. So,
Oh, I know, and I'm not saying he's going to be a villain, but I'm just saying a lot of his roles he plays a villain. I mean, in Underworld, the last Underworld movie, he didn't play necessarily a villain, but he usually plays a villain. So we'll see, I guess.
yeah, we'll see. But I don't know. Well, like I said, I'm just worried that King Ghidorah, if he finds it, if he discovers it, if he accidentally sets it free, like, you know, Homeboy and GMK went to go kill himself, that could be interesting. That would be just a tag. I would like that, but because who was it? I think it was JR who said
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he will have something to do with Monarch. I mean,
that. Yeah. Ooh. Now there's an interesting scenario. If he does have something to do with Monarch, which makes a hell of a lot of sense. But he has his own agenda, and I'm not saying trying to control the creatures and, you know, take over the world type shit, but just being that fucking dickish politician behind the scenes. We're getting a lot of that in reality nowadays. But just being like one of those, then in that case, in that type of story, I like I can see that that's the type of human foil. Because in Skull Island, well, no, Samuel L. Jackson was straight up bad dude. You know what I'm saying? But if in that regard, I like the idea. If he was like, let's say, one of the heads behind Monarch and just
and I'm just saying that too because looking at the cast that we have right now, Kyle Chandler, Millie Brown, and the wife, they're obviously going to be the three main heroes of this movie. Obviously, it seems that way so far. And then in between, you have Ice Cube's son, and you have then Charles Dance. And it's like, Charles Dance, it's like, you know, he has to be some sort of main plot point. Or else he's, like, he wouldn't be in this movie just to be a stand-in character.
Real quick, I want to touch on something real quick. I want to talk about, because this is a fear I have, and I'm going to start with you, Ant. Millie Bobby Brown is in this movie, and they, you know, not giving her top billing, but if she is an integral part to this film, she's a child, you know, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit. How interesting could a character be in regard to what's going on, you know, seeing things through a child's eyes? And we got that from a lot of Gamera movies. Like, I don't think I need to see her, and she's a great actress. If you watch Stranger Things, that is a freaking great show, and she's phenomenal on it.
So think of Super 8. You seen that movie, Super 8?
Yes, of course.
Kyle Chandler, remember him in that?
Yeah, he was the
wasn't
father.
the main character, but he had a big part in it. So I think it could be a tag team, like he usually does when he plays father roles. It's going to be him and the girl, pretty much.
So we're going to look at, I don't know, it sounds like War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, you know? I don't know if I want to...
It could be, you know? I don't
because
know.
isn't he playing a scientist?
Yeah. The whole family is a group of scientists.
It sounds like... Unless...
Or that's what's being said, you know?
Okay, all right. I don't know. Ant, what do you think?
I mean, you're gonna get scientists. It's
No,
Godzilla Monarch.
I'm fine with the scientist aspect, but what I'm trying to say is, what am I gonna get from, you know, casting this young lady? Like, I'm trying to figure out, because I've seen kids in Godzilla movies, I've seen kids in Gamera movies, and with the exception of maybe the little girl from Godzilla 2000, They bother me. They annoy me. I was like, get out of here.
She's the Mothra fairy triplet.
Oh boy, Anthony, what do you think about any of this?
Honestly, it's way too early to just start pigging and pegging who's going to be what. I mean, we had a bunch of pigging and pegging for Shin Godzilla just a few months before it got over here, and a lot of us were wrong. So I'm not going to go ahead and just put my brain to work on this or that when it could be totally fucking something else.
Yeah, I agree. I see what you're saying, but then what would be the podcast without speculation?
I'm already way ahead of you guys. I'm already thinking about the climax of Godzilla 2.
I'm not even.
Does it involve a tissue paper and some lotion?
I'd say.
No, it involves an atomic pulse and King Ghidorah getting blown to shit.
I don't think that's gonna happen either. At all.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's King Ghidorah. He's the setup for Kong.
My dream.
He set up for Kong Skull. I mean, King Kong versus Godzilla. Ghidorah is the main. He's the main villain. He's the bad guy. He's the one that they're gonna wind up having to team up. He's Doomsday in the BVS world. Because I really don't.
Mothra and Rodan too. So in like Godzilla versus Kong, it's gonna be Mothra, Rodan, Godzilla, Kong, and they have to like.
Nope.
It's like their little Avengers initiative.
Nope. It's Mothra and Rodan are gonna bite the bucket. They're gonna bite the bucket, bite the bullet. They're gonna kick the bucket. They're dead in part 2. They're dead in Godzilla King of the Monsters. I don't believe them coming out of it. If anything comes out of it, it's gonna probably be Mothra, but Rodan is cannon fodder, and Mothra's cannon fodder. And Kong was established to be that how the fuck do I put it? Like, he's not an evil monster. He just protects the land. Like he's a fighting king, if you will. He protects his land. And that's something similar to what Godzilla was portrayed as. They're not inherently evil. They don't just come up shore and destroy shit. They try to protect nature, if you will. Godzilla was all about balancing and maybe cotton blocking. And King Kong was about protecting his territory. So once the initial fight happens, then it's gonna come into that's at least the only logical thing I can see for Kong versus Godzilla. Ghidorah's coming at it.
Well, I can see two ways. I can see King Ghidorah dying, but I can also see him being the villain in Godzilla versus Kong. But who knows? At this point, it is so early, and we're still 2 years away, and I can't stand it. I'm like itching myself so bad because I can't wait 2 years. A lot can happen in 2 years.
There's a lot of weird comments coming from your mouth in this topic. I'm itching so bad.
That's what I'm saying. It's just so early for all this right now.
But you know what though? It's the only bit of news that it's kind of crazy because we gotta like pretty much hang on everything.
And you gotta think. Now how do you think I feel with Warner Brothers coming out saying what they're going to want to do in between leading up to this movie?
Now hold up.
I'm just like.
Now I want to just say I didn't see anything in that article that you sent me saying what you posted. It was just like, yeah, the movie's coming out.
Yeah, I went over it and reread it too. And what
exactly are you talking about? First of all,
okay,
so there a few pages came out and they were saying that Warner Brothers at the licensing expo this week came out and was basically saying that they're going to be leading up pretty much merchandise and consumer products till the release of Godzilla 2. Well, when I read that article, there was nothing that said like merchandise. It was, it was another article that basically was a speculation. And that's where I kind of took it out of context because I didn't read it completely. I just read what I saw and then was talking about it. But basically, really what it was is Warner Brothers, what they did say is that we don't want Godzilla to fall off the radar of moviegoers. That's pretty much all they said. But nothing was stated about merchandise or consumer products. And that's another reason why I encourage people to not go on anything sci-fi posts.
Yeah, you just got to be careful because fake news, baby, fake news is everywhere. It's in the media. It's in the fandom now. It's creeped into the fandom, and it's killing everybody. It's making a mockery.
Sci-fi, it's all about fake news.
It's too bad the fandom doesn't have GDA anymore.
Yeah.
They were always legit with every story they brought
Super
out.
legit. Super legit. I mean, that was the only source for news, like legit news. Yeah. But yeah, the article, they did talk about merchandise, but at the very end, it was basically like when the movie does drop, I forgot, it was like they're going into a partnership with Warner Brothers and Legendary to, when the movie comes out, hit you with the merchandise. Because, granted, if they don't want it to get out of public eye, this is a question I want to ask both of y'all before we wrap up. Do you think that we're going to have any kind of mention of Godzilla 2 this year at Comic-Con?
See, someone on Instagram the other day, which another place that I go, and it irks me because you get a lot of kids there that just hear stuff and blabber on. And the thing is, I wouldn't mention it even if it wasn't anything, but a kid was mentioning that we should be seeing something or saying something about, they're talking about doing something for Godzilla 2 soon. And I haven't seen anyone say anything, and me scouting the world of Godzilla daily, I haven't seen anything mentioned. But I did say that if there is anything that we're going to see, it will be at Comic-Con. But I just highly doubt it because it's starting filming it's going to start filming in June. So it's like, unless they've been working on it since Kong Skull Island, concept-wise, or CGI-wise, which is possible. They could have something put up or some sort of teaser. It is possible we could see something at Comic-Con, but I just doubt it. I doubt it.
Anthony, what about you? I mean, we saw the end of the Kong Skull Island. We saw those pictures. A couple years ago, they announced Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra, and they had some photos. Do you think in their Legendary panel, while they're promoting, let's say, Pacific Rim, they drop just a tiny little morsel, just something here? We're here, we're still here.
Yeah, I think something small scale like that, because just like he was just saying, Warner Brothers doesn't want anybody to lose sight of Godzilla 2. So I think they'll say a little something. If they don't have much, they're not going to give much, but they'll have something.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too when you think about it, because earlier this year, we did kind of have a Godzilla 2 news boom with the announce of, no, we're going to call it King of the Monsters. And that was really exciting because it's like, okay, we get some talk. But yeah, this movie, like you said, Chase, is still two years away. I really wish it would have came out next year, but it's what it is. I would have loved to see a monster movie. Yeah, I guess we are, considering Pacific Rim. But I don't know.
All I know is that next summer.
Oh yeah, next summer definitely. Yeah, next summer definitely, because the movie comes out in March of 2019. So yeah, by next summer we're gonna have a lot of stuff, and we should be all looking forward to that. Then maybe Anthony would be all up on the damn gravy train with us instead of being like, sure.
We'll probably see a Pacific Rim 2 trailer since that comes out in February or March.
I think you might get a Pacific Rim tease. Yeah, I think you definitely might get a tease for Pacific Rim, a full-fledged trailer when Star Wars drops.
I mean, well, and the thing is, Legendary did say last year that you will see us at 2017 Comic-Con. So
perfect.
Who knows? We'll see. Who knows what they got planned?
Well, that'll do it for this installment of the Godzilla Block Party. We're gonna wrap it up here. Chase, man, thank you for getting up 45 minutes later.
Say thank you to my alarm being shut off.
Yeah, and thank you for being on time.
I'm the best.
You're choosing favorites now.
Maybe that's why I was favorite.
And thank you guys for joining us on this Laugh Fest, because it was a fun time here. We goofed off a lot, but we got what we needed to get out, and there it was. So thank you guys for listening, watching, however you're doing it, and we'll see you next month. Peace.